All right, y'all. So this is the breakdown of Daniel, the book of Daniel, chapter 3, part 2. So, in amazement, the king calls out to the three Hebrew men, asking them to exit the furnace. When they emerge, they have been perfectly and completely protected from the flames. Every facet of Nebuchadnezzar's attempt is a complete failure. He ordered the Jewish captives to die by fire in their clothes and tied up. They survived. Not even a singe came out untied. Not even a singe came out untied and without so much as the smell of smoke on their clothes. But God, come on now. And the only deaths were the Babylonian soldiers who pushed them in. This inspires Nebuchadnezzar to make an astonishing claim. The men were right to disobey his command. Rather than driven to further rage, he is awed into respect at the power of the Hebrew God. Daniel 3:26 through 28. Of course, Nebuchadnezzar is not fully embracing the Lord of Israel as the one true God. He still believes in other deities, but accepts that the Hebrew God is powerful enough to protect his worshippers. The king's basic personality is also unchanged. As before, he declares his opinion and threatens anyone who disagrees with violent consequences. He then rewards Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in some way that might have meant even greater power and responsibility, or simply his continued favor. Daniel's 3:29 through 30. The incident emphasizes the absolute power of God above and beyond any human ruler. It also celebrates faith in the face of danger, as well as faith that faith which accepts that God will not always rescue his people from earthly harm. The book of Revelation echoes many of these themes as the end time Antichrist persecutes believers in the restored Jewish nation. These three Hebrew men are not mentioned in Scripture again. Upcoming chapters will continue in the Aramaic language to speak about the Gentile world and Daniel's experience under pagan kings. Later, the chapters will turn to end times prophecy. So let's get into the breakdown part 2. Daniel 3 commentary centers on Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego refusal to worship King Nebuchadnezzar's giant golden idol, leading to their miraculous deliverance from a fiery furnace by a divine figure, often interpreted as Christ or an angel. Key themes include unwavering faith, come on, obedience to God over worldly rulers, yes, the power of friendship in faith, and God's protection against tyranny, often seen as a foreshadow of future judgments and Christ's saving power. The story highlights that true loyalty to God, even when facing extreme persecution and death, with the fourth figure in the fire, symbolizes God's presence with his people in trial, because baby, he might not get you out, but he wants you to invite him in so he can sit in it with you. Come on. Key themes and interpretations. Number one, faith and loyalty. The core message is absolute allegiance to God, even when it means defying powerful kings and facing death. A pattern for believers facing pressure to conform to worldly standards. Number two, the fiery furnace represents the intense trial, persecution, and the fires of where faith is tested, the fires of life where faith is tested. Number three, the fourth figure, described as like a son of the gods, interpreted by many as pre incarnated Christ, an angel, or God's presence, demonstrating divine intervention and rescue. Number five, confrontation with idolatry. The golden image symbolizes worldly power and false gods that demand worship, contrasting with the one true God. There we go. End times foreshadowing. The event connects to future judgment and Christ's return, where the arrogant are destroyed by fire, but believers are preserved. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. Historical context, literary slash scholarly view. Some scholars see the story, like much of Daniel, as written during the Persian period to encourage faithfulness under oppressive empires, using past events to address present challenges. So we have two more major points. So major interpretation, Christian interpretation. Focuses heavily on Jesus as the divine protector in the fire, linking to baptism, Easter, and salvation from sin's judgment. And then Jewish interpretation emphasizes national identity, enduring persecution, and God's faithfulness to Israel, offering hope in exile. Oh, so it lists here resources for a deeper study, which is the Bible Hub, pulpit commentary. It provides a verse by verse analysis. Working Preacher, Luther Seminary offers scholarly and devotional insight. And then YouTube channels like Dr. Bob Utley, Spoken Gospel, offers accessible teachings on the story's meanings. So that is it. That is all I have for the full breakdown of Daniel chapter 3, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.